Hey everyone, this is Landon from Design Visionaries, and in this video I'd like to show you a little bit about some of the drawing capabilities, and I don't mean like drafting drawings or sketching drawings. What I mean is if you have a drawing tablet or a laptop with a drawing enabled screen like a Surface or something of the like, and you can just draw right on the screen with a pen. You can use some of this functionality in NX Curves section, and I'd like to show you that today. I don't want to make this video like too long, so I'm going to do like maybe a portion of like some industrial design. In this case, maybe I wanted to like design a controller or something, like a video game controller. So, I would have like a handle, and then it would come over. I might have, the other handle with some analog sticks, stuff like this. So I'm just going really light right now just to kind of visualize what I'm working on, but it's always good to have like a hand sketch or something before you start designing something. That way you know what you're doing, what you're trying to make. When it's in your head, it doesn't quite translate very well. So it's really good to have some kind of visual reference that you can look back on and go, oh yeah, and or maybe make changes and stuff. You can see what it kind of might look like. So I'm just gonna roughly sketch out like an idea, uh, and this analog should go over more. I could use some of the more alignment tools, but I'm just doing it really rough right now, just to kind of sketch something out. So there's like a handle on that side. There'll be a handle on this side. And we want like a really organic shape so it fits in your hand really well. We'll just come around this way. So, and there's probably going to be a D-pad on here up on this spot, the typical way that, controllers are set up. And then you'll have some buttons over here, and there'll be, some triggers. And I could even grab like the charcoal brush here and just kind of shade it to give it some depth if I wanted to. Let's turn that up a little bit, turn the opacity down here. Just kind of really quickly make just a really quick sketch of what we want to do. Oops, went over there a little bit. There we go. Let me fill in the analogs. All right. So, I could go all day on this and make like a really cool controller or something and just shade it and make it look really nice. Sure, if you're doing a presentation or something, but if you want to, what we want to do is actually like just kind of start designing something in NX using the drawing capabilities. I know it kind of looks funky, and I could probably do like a top view and a side view and a bottom view, and it would actually help a lot. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to NX. All right, so we're in NX now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just roughly sketch out the shape that I'm looking for. So if I go over to the Curve tab, there are a couple tools here. There's a Drawshape, and I believe there's another one somewhere, but the main one that we want to use right now is just Drawshape. So we'll click that, and this brings us into the Drawshape like Studio, I think it's called. So I'm going to do a top view, so I'm going to click that plane and going up on the Z there and hit OK. And this is going to be where I'm going to sketch out that shape basically. Now the controller basically is the same on both sides where the grips are. The only thing that's really different is the D-pad and the buttons primarily, but everything else is the same. So I'm going to start a symmetry mode here. Make sure I actually click it. There we go. And it's asking for a plane. So I'm going to choose this XZ or YZ plane here, which will be the middle of the drawing. Hit OK, and then I'm just going to orient this back so I can start drawing. So there's a draw stroke and a draw curve. Just to give you an example, draw stroke doesn't actually make like a curve you can use. What it does is kind of lets you sketch out stuff, and then you can convert the curves that you want into, or the strokes that you want into an actual curve using the curve from stroke. Mainly because, and I'll go ahead and go into it really quick. I use like a lot of guide sketches, to kind of get the idea of what I'm after. And I might not want to utilize these at the end. They're just like rough, like kind of to get a general idea of the shape. So just real quick sketches. And it's nice that I can do this with a pen and an X. So symmetry mode doesn't seem to work so much for this particular thing. It's mainly for the main curves, but this allows me to just kind of get a rough idea. I don't really convert these to a curve because these are just meant for like visual guides when I go to actually draw the real curve. So I'll do that in a second. All right. So I have this like sketch of this side. So that's great. This is kind of like a guideline. Another thing you do is bring in a raster image of a drawing you already did on another application. Say you spent the time to do the top view and made this cool, well shaded, well, designed piece. You can just draw over it by bringing it in the background. But now I'm going to go ahead and do draw curve. And this one is kind of neat because it can try to do shape recognition, so to try to make actual primitives. So in this case, like where the analog is going to be, this could be a circle. So if I try my best to draw a circle, NX will, as you can see, sees that as a circle and will make a primitive there, which is really nice. Now I don't always want that on. Because I don't want it to make squares and circles and hexagons and other things. So I'm going to uncheck that, but I do want it to make a curve. There are some snapping options here. And what it does is it will try to snap your curves to existing ones. In this case, maybe I want a curve with a tangent. So this gets a little tricky. Whoops. And I just undid it. This gets a little tricky. To snap certain things, but I will try to do it with a tangent. I don't actually want a tangent here because this is actually going to come through. So what I'll do, I'll just leave it on curve for now because what we want to do is make the curves that make up this this design. So I'm going to draw a curve like this. And maybe I should have made that a little lighter. So I'm going to try to draw it and snap it, but the snapping's a little goofy, so usually what I do is, this is just for selectable curves. You can go back in with like a studio spline and tighten this up really well. But this will at least give you a rough starting point. So I might not even need snap because I'm just going to go like this and just put them in. But it does try to blend out a little bit of the curves that you do make. So I might draw it this way. I want one there. And maybe I want one like this that swoops that way. And as you can see, symmetry mode is on, so I can see this on the other side happening at the same time. And I don't like how high this is, so I'm actually going to go like this, something like that. Yeah, I like that. So that's actually pretty good to start. That's my basic shape right now. So I don't really need all these splines here. So I'm just gonna hide those for now. I think that did the wrong thing. Let's see. I forgot how you hide the strokes. I think they might remove themselves after you leave the thing. Let me see. No, they still show up. So let's go back to curve, draw shape. There's an erase function. Oops, actually I should have just went to the existing one right here. And I think, unfortunately, this might actually erase my my good curves too, so I gotta be careful. Yeah, it does. Let me undo that. It's too bad there's not a filter on this. That would be really nice, but it's okay. Don't necessarily need all this stuff on, but this is probably the better reason why you'd want to bring in a raster image. I'm just erasing a little bit so I can see it clearly. I could change the stroke colors. Select curve or stroke. Maybe make them like tinier. I don't know. It doesn't seem to help a whole lot. Anyway, whoops. Bring that back up. Let me finish out of this. Okay, so I have a shape here, and since it's in symmetry mode, I could probably get rid of the one side of this. I think it's going to select the whole thing because it's on inferred. Let me see. I should be able to get rid of some of this. Let's see. I don't think delete body will work. I might have to actually do that from the drawing application. But I don't. Okay, so if I stop symmetry mode, there we go. And then there's a delete. So let's just get rid of half of this. There we go. I don't need all of it. There we go. Delete that too. And it should be half that curve. Get rid of you. All right, there we go. Finish. All right, so now I have like something to work with. I could put a sketch on top of this, like so. And I'm going to have to include these. If you're using the latest one with the new sketcher, you will have to do this include functionality. Oops, you got to select that just right on the outside to get that one. There we go. Okay, so now I want to start designing the base like top view shape of this. So I can easily just take my spline tool here, and we'll go into about here. I should put that point in. I did like that where it was. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put our circle in. And you might want to put like a dimension here because you have the actual accurate size it needs to be, but I'm going to skip that for now because I'm just going to make this video shorter. And I do want this to be tangent with this over here, so I'm actually going to continue this up, and we'll just kind of click through like so. And I like that. I like how that comes together right there. And let's see, we're going to just continue on. Basically going back over, going back over our drawing, but this time we're actually going to use the sketching tool set. I did want G1. And we'll go, specify point. There we go. Maybe we'll want that control point. Let's try to match it up here best we can. Alright, and I'll probably put one here. I say less is more, so it's just a matter of finding the right thing. Okay, there we go. Alright, and we'll just keep going. Just basically want to get like the whole thing going. I'll probably go ahead and match that up. Let's do that. probably. Something's not working so well right there. I probably have to put another point at the end. Oh, I see what happened. It had like a bit of a upward stroke there, so we want to skip that and connect it right to that one right there. Yeah. And see, it's still kind of goofy. Maybe I just need to get rid of this point. Let's see. Yeah, because there's going to be a button there. So it should be a little flatter at this part. I think that's probably good. Okay, we'll just apply that. And we'll just start the next one here. And I might have to put a few control points in this. Yes. And yeah. Yeah, let's keep it on there. Yeah, let's go ahead and make it tangent. Doesn't like that too much. Maybe coming down here. So I do want to skip this dip from my hand stroke. And that'll be good. And then lastly, I want this like really flat on the top. So I'm just going to make a straight line going across. I don't want it to deviate. So I just make a straight line onto this right here. And we'll put a center line between them, like so. That looks pretty good. And then all you have to do now is I can just mirror our curves that we drew. Make sure I get the right one. There we are. Like that. And this will be our center line. Hit OK. And there's our little game controller shape. Yeah, I finished that up. And I should be able to extrude this. What I need to do is hide the original. There we go. And there's some weirdness in here. I think when I brought those in, some of these weren't, let me see. I shouldn't have brought in the other sketches. I just want to make sure. Somehow I mirrored the references when I shouldn't have. And this is hanging for some reason. And I'm not sure why it's hanging, but it is. It's thinking for some reason. Well, I will pause this recording until it stops thinking. I don't know what happened. I just told it to stop thinking and it stopped. All right. No. Let's these should have been a reference. It's kind of strange that it like mirrored those anyway without making it a reference. All right. Let's see which one was the reference here. Should be this one. Yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't come out as a reference when I mirrored it. It's a strange little hiccup. I think this should be the reference. I think that's all of it. There's probably, no, there's still more somewhere in here. Spline. Must have selected it somehow. All right. I just want to make sure that this is, seems like there's only one down here, so it didn't mirror that curve for some reason. Okay, that should do it. That looks a little better now. All right. Now I can just extrude this if I want to, but you know, I actually want a nice smooth shape going across here. Now I could do more. I would have to bring in another view, so to speak, to do this, and then just draw it like the side view as well. But this is basically some of the drawing commands in NX to draw a shape. So what I'll do is I will just extrude it for now just to show that I can work with it, but I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is change this because I don't want the inside one there. Just want these out exterior ones, like so. There's a, a basic controller shape. So I would probably extrude the middle, but I would definitely try to make like a rounded mesh surface to do some of the surfacing around the handles. But to keep this video short, I just kind of wanted to show you how the tool works and how you can use it. Again, this is Landon from Design Visionaries, and this is the Drawshape command that I wanted to show you. Please like and subscribe to our channel because there'll be plenty more videos like this in the future. Thanks.